Hey guys, today we are going to talk about inviting to your free groups and your paid challenge groups and also to the business opportunity. So I want to start with the free and paid groups because really that's kind of where we begin. That's the basis of building a relationship of trust, of allowing people a chance to get to know us and see us in action and build from there. So let's start with our free groups. That's where most coaches start, and I think you should continue to stay there. I don't think you establish on free groups and then drop them and only do paid. I still do both, and I'm over a year in the business. So the idea of a free group is, again, to give people an opportunity to see you in action, to get to know you, to get to know your personality, for you to offer them value, build relationships, blow their socks off, so you'll then be able to invite them to the next step. Now with free groups, I want to encourage you to think outside the box. As you guys are probably seeing, you're seeing sponsored ads all over Facebook for free clean eating groups because that's the most common, right? We're health and fitness coaches, so that makes sense. However, when that's what everybody else is offering, you're going to see the numbers go down. I remember when I did my first free clean eating group, I had 100 people in it. It was like 99. It was crazy. I was blown away. Now I'll do an ad for a free clean eating group and I might have 5 or 10 new people and then only a few of them actually participate. So what I've done is I am thinking outside the box. I'm thinking of my niche, I'm thinking about who I am, and I'm creating groups based on that. And also around what's going on in my life. So in September it was football season, which meant it was late dinners because of practices, it was cold weather, so I focused on crockpot dinners. When Thanksgiving rolled around, I did a free group with clean eating, healthy recipe ideas for Thanksgiving. I did the same for Christmas and spring break. I did some fun activities, low-cost activities to do with your kids. I've done healthy lunch ideas for your kids because I'm a mom. I'm a sports mom, so I'm on the go. I'm taking care of 3 kids. We have practice almost every night of the week. We travel on weekends for sports, like life is just busy. I also did a series on goal setting. So be creative. What fits you? It can be organizing. It can be cleaning. It can be couponing, maybe that's your thing. Saving money, paying off debt. Get creative, you guys. Make it you, though. Make it personal. And be different. Stand out. Give people a reason to choose you and to get to know you. Now, in the beginning, I did long free groups because I thought, well, this is the right thing to do. And sometimes it can be as you're a new coach because it gives you the chance to really build your network. It gives you the chance to get your feet wet and get used to things. But you don't want to stay there long, guys. And here's why. Because if you're offering 30-day free groups, 21-day free groups, you're not giving people a reason to transition to the next step into a 21-day accountability group based on a program. They're getting from you what it is they need. They're getting accountability and support. So there's not a need for something more. And yes, we are in this business to help people. That's what it's about. But we also are doing this as a living to build an income. I know a lot of us want to fire our bosses so we can stay home and do this full time. We can't do that if we're only working for free. So keep those groups short, you guys. 5 to 7 days is a great number. A week's time is a great number. It gives you a chance to blow their socks off and them to get to know you, and it's going to leave them wanting more. It's going to leave them wanting that accountability and that support and the friendships that are formed in that group. So you finish one group, and that leads me into the next step, which is going to be you creating a 21-day group. You can do 14 days, 21 days, 30 days. I picked 21 days, so I kind of try to have a week off out of groups in the month, or I'll do a week of my free group and then the 3 weeks of my paid group. However, I kind of schedule it out. But 21 days is a great kind of theme. In the beginning, I did try to go the length of a program, and I figured out quickly that that wasn't very good, except for the 21-day fix, because after 30 days, people kind of start falling off. And it's interesting because I redo my groups every month. I have a lot of the same people, plus new people added in, and they're ready to go that next month. But when I just continued on, and it was the same group, after 3 weeks, people started dropping off. They weren't posting as much, they weren't holding themselves accountable, and I felt like I was the only one talking in the group. So For me, I learned that that works best. But again, all of this business is about trial and error. So see what works best for you and your schedule. See what works best with your niche, because all of our niches are different. So how they act and what they want is going to be different. So play around with it, be creative. But with the free accountability groups, you're going to hear coaches give you different feedback. I heard a lot in the beginning that people need to be required to drink Shakeology and they need to be required to do a Beachbody program. And for me, I just felt like that didn't work, at least not where I'm at now in my business. I felt like I was really limiting myself and I was limiting people. Maybe when I have people knocking down my door to join my groups, then it won't be an issue to say these are the requirements. But for me, I only require one or the other. And it doesn't matter where they got their Beachbody program. Maybe they borrowed it from a friend. Maybe they found it at a garage sale. Maybe they've had it for years. They don't have to purchase from me, because this is where it comes in that we don't want them to feel like a number. We want them to feel like we care about them as a person, because we do. But that's in hopes of the fact that they're going to turn into a customer. So for me personally, I require one or the other. Again, you've got to do what feels good to you and what feels right to you. Don't be afraid to play around with that. Don't be afraid to change it up every month. I also in the beginning would base it off one single program that they had to do, PIO or 21-day fix. But again, I felt like I was limiting myself. I was excluding people that had purchased from me previously and wanted that accountability. So it just became a Beachbody program and or Shakeology if they were choosing to drink that as well. I will say that adding value to Shakeology is important, and that's not something I've quite mastered. I have a lot of people that I'll get to sign up for a challenge pack that love Shakeology, but they don't continue on with their home direct orders, and that's part of the way that we build that residual income. So that is something that I would encourage you to do. That's something that I'm working on, is I want to build more value around it. I want people to realize what it really does for their bodies, not just that it tastes good, not that it's just an easy meal, but why should they continue drinking it? Build that value, get them excited, make them want to continue, because one, it is good for them. It's their healthiest meal of the day, but it's also good for you in building a strong business and a strong foundation and a steady income. With the 21-day groups, you want to, I heard Micah Folsom say, be a forever challenger. And that's what I am in my groups. I don't just pop in and lead. I'm participating with them. I'm checking in with my workouts and my meals. I'm posting before and after pictures and measurements, because I want them to see I'm doing it as well. I am a product of the product. I'm not just preaching. I am in this with you. Now, I do go above and beyond as far as trying to post meal plans, and posting motivational facts or quotes every day, something. I'm adding more than they are. But after that, after my one daily post of information or motivation, I'm checking in and I'm acting as a challenger. They just released the My Challenger app. I think that's what it's called for the phones. You guys, and I love it. This is the first time I've used it. I'm in a group right now and it's awesome. They love it too. I'm getting great feedback. It's different from Facebook. It really easily tracks your workouts and your Shakeology. You can put in your weight and measurements and progress pictures. It's really cool. And like I said, I'm finding that other people like that. So check into that. I'll write what the FAQ is in the notes, but check it out and utilize it. There's new tools popping up all the time. Be creative with your cover photos. Make them, again, personal, as we talked about with your ads. Create something. You can use canva.com. They actually have a Facebook cover photo app, so it's the perfect size. There's no guessing. But make it inspiring. Make it about the group. Do a new one for every group I do. I don't use the same ones over. I make new ones, and I make it special, because the people that are following you and that are switching over, you want them to see changes and not just the same group and the same pictures and the same posts. So that kind of leads me into another topic, is people handle it differently. I have a new fresh group that I start every 21, or not every 21 days, but once a month for 21 days. And I move the people that are in my current challenge group that want to. I give them the option. Do you want to continue on? Do you want to take a break? Are you done for now with the groups and you want to go on your own? And make it their choice. But I then transfer them into the new group. I start a new page and a new group. And I add the new people into that as well. And that way, what I'm doing is they're not just seeing the old posts, they're seeing new posts. And I don't have a script that I follow. I did very much in the beginning as I was getting my feet wet and kind of trying to figure out what to say. I did follow some scripts and they really helped me out a lot. But I'm the type of person, and my personality is that I want it to be me at the moment and I want it to be real. But that's not how everybody is. So if you want to create a script and do one group strictly for your new peeps and then a different group for your continuing peeps where they kind of more run it, that's okay too. There's coaches that do that. Again, it's trial and error and what works best for you. So don't be afraid to be creative. Don't be afraid to think outside of the box. Don't be afraid to try one thing and realize that stinks and I don't want to do that anymore, and do something different. That's okay. That's what this business is about. This is why it's about you and branding you and building a business that fits you, not what the other coaches are doing. Because if you're trying to copy everything that someone else is doing, it's not going to fit. It's not going to feel natural. Yes, there are bits and pieces that may mesh well with you and fit your niche, but not all of it. And that's okay. That's why we get to put our own spin on it. So I will post some scripts in the file section of this group, you guys, so you can get some ideas. Or if there's days where you're just struggling, I'll do that too. There's days where I'm like, I just don't feel it. I can't do it. I need some help, and I'll look back to one of those scripts, because if every few months you're recycling a few of those posts, it's okay. Nobody is going to notice that. But if your same challengers are getting the same posts every month, they're going to start to notice that. They're going to get burnt out. So just be creative with that. But again, knock their socks off. Help them to run the group. Point out your rock stars. Give them shout outs when they're encouraging other people's and they're consistently posting. Give them a shout out in the group and on social media, just on the regular Facebook page, people's results. Because what we're wanting to do is, your challenge groups are a great place to find potential coaches. And so you want to search them out. You want to find those rock stars and you want to show them you can do this. You are doing this. You are doing X, Y, Z. You are holding yourself accountable. You're encouraging others. You're offering advice. That is what I do. That is coaching in a nutshell. So when you point out you're already doing this, have you ever thought about becoming a coach? It's not going to seem as unrealistic because you've just pointed out all the things they're doing right, all the things they're already doing. So why not get paid for it, you guys? So that kind of leads into the coaching invite. Is you want to be strategic. Not everybody you meet is going to be a good fit for your team. Not everybody you meet it's going to be an appropriate time right away to invite them to the business. And this is something I feel strongly about. It has taken me a little bit longer to build my team, and that is because I'm really looking for quality over quantity. I don't want just discount coaches. I don't want to add people left and right that are then going to fall off left and right. I want to add people to my team that are like-minded, that we work well together, that want this. And no, that doesn't mean that that maybe they might not take steps back or life won't happen. We can't ever guarantee. There's people that you think that won't make it very far and make it far. There are people that you think that'll be great and they don't do anything. You're going to be wrong in that. Trust me, I am almost every time. But take the time to really get to know people. Take the time to know that they would be a good fit for you and your team before you invite, and then wait for the opportunity. Sometimes it is as simple as you've been talking to them for a few months. They have a great personality. They're rocking challenge groups, and it's a good time to say, hey girl, or hey guy, have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about coaching? You would be awesome at it because of XYZ. Sometimes it comes up because they're looking for something more. Say they have kids at home and they have to go to work every day and they don't want to. They want to be at home so they're not missing field trips and classroom parties and struggling to find somebody to take care of their kids while they have a day off of school, but they still have to go to work. When somebody makes a comment about that, that's an opportunity, you guys. That's an open door to say, have you ever thought about coaching? Yes, it's not going to be an immediate answer, but within a year or 2 years, you can quit your job, you can fire your boss, and you can stay home with your kids like you want. Maybe they're struggling financially and they need extra money. They want to send their family on a vacation. They want to pay for private school. whatever it is, if when it comes up and there's an opportunity to talk about money and a financial struggle, you have a solution. And that's what you need to think about, and that's what you need to believe in, is you're offering a solution. You're offering something that's going to make a better life for them and for their families. But you've got to listen for those opportunities. You have to be striking up conversations and following up with people and building relationships in order for those opportunities to be present. If you're not doing that, you're not going to have the opportunities, and you're not going to be inviting coaches, and you're not going to be growing your team. It is simple as that. If you're not adding coaches to your team, it's because you're not doing the footwork to have that opportunity. You're not adding people to your network daily. You're not starting relationships with those people. You're not being mindful of the current relationships you have and keeping going through your contacts and sending hey girl messages and thinking, who is my dream team? Who do I want on my team? And then you find those people and you constantly like their posts and comment on their posts and keep a personal conversation going, showing interest in them and getting to know them. So then when that opportunity arises, you're going to be able to ask. Or if they decide on their own, you're going to be who they think of. If you're not doing the footwork, those opportunities will not be there. So do the footwork, pay attention, and don't be afraid to ask, you guys. You're not selling anything. You're not being pushy. You're simply offering a solution to something that they've brought up. Or you're asking them to join your team because you see they would be a rock star and you legitimately are able to point out how and why they would be a good fit. And then from there, you just go with it. So if they don't answer right away, don't be afraid to follow up. Wait a few days and follow up, and don't say, hey, I asked you a question and you didn't answer me. Hey girl, how's your week going? I saw you went on a trip this weekend. How was the weather? Where did you go? Make it a personal conversation. And then 9 times out of 10, they're going to answer on themselves. Hey, I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. Here's what I'm thinking. If you have a sneak peek going up, once they say, well, no, I haven't ever thought about it, or maybe I have, but I'm not sure if I'm a good fit, or I don't know what it entails, this is where invitations to the sneak peeks and the What is Coaching webinars that we're holding monthly come into play. Invite them, allow them an opportunity without any obligation, without any cost, to learn more about the business. Pick up the phone and have a phone call with them. Offer that. Be able to answer their questions and put their fears aside. Be honest and be open. Don't make it all seem like, guys, it's so easy. Because although it's easy in the sense that everything is mapped out for us, it's not easy in the fact that you have to be willing to commit and be consistent. And I'm honest with people when I talk to them on the phone, because I don't want them going into something that they don't really understand. I want them to know, hey guys, this is how it works. You have to be committed. You have to put in the time. You have to be consistent. But these are the rewards that you can gain by doing so. You have to be willing to work on yourself. You have to be willing to be a consistent product of the product. You have to be willing to share your story, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but with a positive spin. Let them know what they're getting into so they can make a true and informed decision that yes, this is for me, or no, it's not. Which leads me to another point of when someone says no, don't take that as stone. Take it as a not right now, because there are so many things. Maybe life is too busy for them. Maybe they're nervous and they just don't think they're capable because they're not sure of really what it entails. When you ask them and you offer, you guys, if they say no, I promise you that they're going to start watching you closer. They're going to pay attention to your posts and what you're doing. They're going to pay attention to your interaction and your accountability groups. And they're going to do that so they can really evaluate and say, can I really do this? What does it entail? Do I want that as a part of my life? And you as an example is going to help them determine that yes, they do, or no, they don't. And sometimes those yeses can take a year to come out. Maybe the yeses never come, and that's okay. But make sure that if they say no, that you say, hey girl, that's okay, I understand. Or if they say, I'm not sure, or not right now, great, I will check in with you later. But after that, continue to build the relationship. Don't just write them off because they've said no, because again, this this business is about building relationships. So keep on with that. If you just walk away and stop talking to them, they're going to feel like they're a number, which is what we don't want. When you continue to build that relationship and show interest in them, it'll be you that they turn to if and when they're ready to decide. The next time that you invite them to the next sneak peek or what is coaching webinar, it's not going to seem odd because you've continued to talk about it. You've continued to learn more about their life and how this opportunity will fit in and why they would be a good fit. Now, as far as the posts and the inviting, there's different strategies, and you want to do a little mix of both. So usually one time a month, I will do one big post or invite for my free groups and for my paid challenge groups. Usually once or twice a month, I'll do one big post inviting people to coaching, either directly to the coaching opportunity because I have a new coach training starting, or to the coaching opportunity because I have a sneak peek. Hey, a great time for you to learn more. If you've ever wondered what it is I do and how it works, join me for free and with no obligation. So I do one main post, and then after that, you want to make sure that your posts are geared towards that. So if you're inviting somebody to your challenge group, if you did a post that you have a challenge group starting on the 28th, then for the next week after you do that, or week and a half, do a post every day that reminds people of that indirectly as you're posting your workout. I'm so excited for my next group to start. Hey, I just ordered my 22-minute hardcore. I'm so excited for the group to start. Have you ever tried it? Sprinkle it in. Don't be a salesman. Make it pictures of you, but keep reminding them of that offer. And so if you schedule out your offers, if you schedule out your month, so the first Monday of every month, we have our new coach training. The first Monday of every month, we're going to host our Emerald training. The third Sunday of every month, we're going to do our live What is Coaching webinar. The third Monday of every month is when our 4-day sneak peek happens. My free challenge group starts the first Monday of every month. My paid challenge group starts the second Monday of every month. If you have a schedule, then you're able to know how to post. You have direction. You're not just floundering about. You don't have 5 irons going on, because if you're inviting to all of them at the same time, that gets overwhelming and that gets lost in it. So make it a strategic thing. If you do your free group first, then you'll have the paid challenge group to invite them to at the end of your free group. And if your new coach training is going to start the beginning of the next month, you have a chance to identify and talk to and work on your rockstar coaches to invite them, or your rockstar challengers, to invite them to the coaching opportunity and the new coach training that's going to be starting in a few weeks. Do you see what I mean? It all builds upon each other. And if you have a strategy and you have a plan, it makes it easier. I promise you, once I sat down with my calendar and decided, okay, this is what works best for me and for my business, it made it so much easier because I always knew when my next group was going to be. So when somebody asked, I had an answer. When I invited them, I had an answer. So have a plan, take the time. It takes a little bit more time initially, but then once you get in the habit of it, it's easy, you guys, and it makes such a huge difference. So you're going to have your main posts, and then you're going to have your follow-up sprinkle posts. You then, of course, want to do individual invitations. So to the coaching, when the opportunity arises, you're sending personal messages. If you meet somebody new and they say, hey, I'm trying to work on my nutrition, I'm not sure where to start. Hey, I have a free 5-day clean eating group that's starting next week. Would you like to join? Yes or no. They'll answer you. If they come to you and they're saying, hey, I see you posting about 21 Day Fix, or I saw your results and they're great. What does the program entail? You can give them details and say, hey, I have another group starting in 2 weeks. Would you be interested in joining? We can get you purchased. Everything will get there, get you ready to go. You know when you're going to be able to invite them. You know what you have going on. So make that schedule and help it to be there. Another thing I've used a lot that I find really helps is if you do just a post, an invitation post, not very many people are going to see that, because as you've learned through our training, you gain infinity on Facebook, and your posts gain infinity by the number of friends you have, the number of followers you have, and how much action your posts get. So you can make a post that maybe only 80 people out of your 1,000 friends see. Those are not very good odds. However, if you create an event and you directly invite your friends, then everybody's going to see that you invited, because they're going to get a notification. Now, where I will caution you is make sure you know who you're inviting, because it gets really annoying when you get invited to a challenge group by another Beachbody coach. I'm already Beachbody. I'm I'm running my own groups. I don't want to be in yours. And it's simply because they don't know their audience. They don't know their friends and their followers. So that is a key piece of advice I have, is make sure you know. If you're going through your list and you don't know who someone is, or you can't remember, jot the name down. Don't invite them right then. You can go back in later, research their account, see if they're a good fit, and then send them an invite at that point. You can always go back. But otherwise, it seems spammy, and it seems like you don't care and you're not paying attention, because really you aren't. You're in a hurry and you're being careless. Take that few extra minutes. It makes a huge, huge difference. But you create that event and you invite everybody. They get a notification, and then without a direct conflict, they're able to say, yes, I'm going, or no, I'm not, or maybe they just want to ignore you, and that's okay. And then for the next week before the group starts, every day you can post something in that event, and they're going to get a notification of that post. So get them excited, build them up for the group, give them a sneak peek at the amazing content you're going to be providing to them when they start. Get them pumped up, get them ready to join. And you can do that for your free groups. You can do that for your paid groups, and send an invitation to anyone maybe that's previously purchased from you, or previously purchased or expressed interest in a program. Invite them. It's okay. As long as you're not being spammy, as long as you've been building a relationship and it doesn't just come out of the blue, it's going to be okay. They're going to be fine with it. And if they don't, they can click decline, and that's okay too. You can also do that with the sneak peek and the What is Coaching webinar. It's a great way to invite people that you've previously spoke to, and you've set up the fact that you're going to follow up with them, or maybe they've approached you and you gave them the information but they didn't respond. It's a great way to follow up in regards to it that is a little less direct or in your face. It gives them, again, the opportunity to say, yes, I'm interested, or no, I'm not. So events are a fabulous way to do that. Now, if you do them on your like page, you have the ability to run an ad on that, which is so great. The fact that you can run ads on your like page saves you so much time. Yes, it costs a little bit of money, you guys, but I am a firm believer, and this is how I run my business, and I have from day one. The money I make right now, I invest right back into my business. I don't use it. I don't put it in my personal account. I have a separate account, and I strictly use it for my business. I am using it to send my new coaches gifts. I'm using it to buy prizes for my challengers. I'm using it to pay for my monthly Shakeology order. I'm using it to pay for ads on Facebook and to pay for paper and ink. I'm putting it all back into my business, because I believe that if you reinvest in your business right now, it's gonna pay you back tenfold. And I'll get to the point where it's no longer a dent in my budget that I'm running ads, that I can double, triple, quadruple what I currently spend, and I'm not even going to notice it. So please don't be afraid to reinvest, you guys. The people that start a Red Robin, do you know how much money they spend to invest? Or any other franchise, they spend so much money to open the doors. And for us to open our doors, it's either $39.95 sign-up fee, or it's a challenge pack, which ranges from $140 to $205. And then from there on, to invest a little bit every month, even if you take 10% of your income and put that back into ads, that's going to boost your business. The more you spend on ads, the better your return is going to be. So let's say I want to do an ad for coaches. If I spend more money, if I run an ad for 4 days and I spend $20 a day, or even $25 a day, let's just say I spend $100 on an ad that I'm going to run for a week for new coaches. If I get one new coach out of that, I've earned half that money back. If I get 2 new coaches, I've earned all of that money back. You're going to get your money back. And maybe it's not immediately, but maybe the return happens in 2 months down the road. It's the same with your free groups. I do run ads for my free groups because it gives me the opportunity to meet and connect with new people, which helps me to grow my network. So I can invite all the people I'm currently friends with, but then I can run an ad to meet new people and to get new people in my group. And it's for free. So heck yeah, they're going to say yes. And then it gives us an opportunity to get to know each other, to see if we're a good fit, and for me to see if they're really serious and they can advance to the next level. For my paid challenge groups, I don't so much run ads. And here is why. Because a stranger is not going to see your ad and say, yes, I want to spend $140, $160, $180 on this person that I've never met. They're not going to do that. The chances are not very high that they're going to do that. If I am going to run an ad, what I'll do is I will run it and target my current friends and their friends. So they're people that I've already established a relationship with. But again, the 3 areas that I really spend money on every month are to boost my like page, just in general, which puts my like page as an ad so I can get new likes and new followers, and that's a chance for new conversations. For my free groups, and for the coaching opportunity, whether it's an invite to the sneak peek or the webinar or just coaching in general, I spend money on that, and I spend a decent amount. I mean, I would say it probably equals a week's paycheck for me, but it's worth it, you guys. And I promise that it has paid me back. Now, running ads and finding your audience and targeting is a whole nother subject, and that's one I'm still kind of mastering and learning. If you have specific questions on creating the pictures and kind of the basics of targeting, I'm happy to help you. Comment below and we can chat. But there are some great YouTube videos that really explain ads a little bit better. It's an area where you can become an expert. So do that research so you're spending your money wisely. And again, it's also trial and error. You say some coaches that say boost the post and some that say create an ad. And really, I think they're kind of the same thing. I talked about this a little bit before. Creating an ad allows you to get a little bit more specific in the audience that you're reaching out to. But I think they kind of have the same results. It's a sponsored ad that's getting put on other people's pages. So learn a little bit more about that. But don't be afraid to spend some money on your business. Don't be afraid to invest in your business, because it will come back to you. So again, I'm going to post some scripts in the group on how to approach people with coaching, scripts for posting in your challenge groups. I will also post some, I'll do a lot of posting. I'm going to do some posting of some meal plans that you can use for your free groups and your paid groups. I'm going to post some kind of what is coaching messages that you can send people after they've said, yes, I would love to learn more. There's one that's on bulleted points. There's one that's more kind of a story that you can go in, and all of it you'll want to look at and make your own. But these are things that coaches have shared with us, and we can now share with you guys. So use that information, read through it, but invite. If you guys aren't planning your month out, and if you're not running groups and you're not inviting to your groups, you're gonna stay in the same place. It doesn't happen unless you invite, and you can't invite if you're not growing your network. So you guys go out there, get busy, grow your network, and invite like crazy. And don't be afraid to invite, because you're offering something, you guys. This is who we are. This is our healthy lifestyle. If somebody doesn't like it, they can unfriend you, and I promise that'll happen. And yeah, it kind of sucks, but at the same time, that person wasn't ready. Don't take it personally. It's not you, it's them, and that's okay. Don't be afraid of who you are. Don't be afraid of your goals and your dreams, and to invite people to the opportunity that you have. So be it a free group, a paid challenge group, or the coaching opportunity. You guys are doing awesome. We're so proud of you. Keep it up, and I'll talk to you soon.